Hi, my name is Sophie and welcome to Lesson 7 of Excel. So, in the previous session, what we learned was more in the File tab, in which we discussed what is new, print, and options. Now, in this session, we are going to learn and understand more what is a formula in Excel. So, as you know, the purpose of Excel is mainly for accounting purposes, for you to do so-called a maths calculation on this window. So, sometimes there will be two numbers in which we need to calculate, or sometimes more than that. So usually, there is a big difference when it comes to formula. When it comes to formula, the most important thing that I need to remember is there must be an equal sign. Alright? Now, there are four formulas, alright, in which we must remember at all times. It is add, subtract, alright, maybe I'll just add the other one here, multiply, alright, which is the symbol of asterisk. Okay, then I'll extend this a little bit. Okay, not to worry about the extension of the width, which I'll explain later. Next one is divide. Okay, which is slash. So all these are very important symbols in which you need to remember for formulas. Okay, alright, now let's focus on add and subtract first. So let's say I would like to add, okay, the cell C3 and C4 together. Now, one thing about Excel that we must understand is that they do not understand the number. They don't understand 32423 or 53434. They understand cells. Alright, now so let's say if I would like to add a formula at C5 that adds C3 and C4. Now, very simply, the first step that I need to do is always place my king at where my answer should be at, which is at C5. Once I place it there, I type in my equal sign first. Now, once I type in my equal sign, alright, now there are two ways to select the cells. I can either type in the cell C3, and you notice automatically it will be highlighted in blue. Alright, now then subsequently, the next thing, or alternatively, I can click on C3. Now, but be careful. Clicking is a bit tricky because when you click here, anywhere you click, you notice that it changes to that particular cell that you clicked on. So that's why sometimes you have to be very aware of where you click. So to me, typing it out would be much more clearer. Alright, it depends on personal preference. There is no hard and fast rule. Once that's done, alright, we need to add the particular operations of numbers. So in this case, it's plus, right? So I type in plus. Now, what do I want to add next? Is the cell C4. So once I click on C4 or type in C4, it doesn't matter the C is big or small. There's a cell. Then we check again. Is it equal C3 plus C4? Once that's done, I hit the enter key. So you notice that automatically the number has been typed in. Okay? Alright, now, so let's try another one. So let's say if I would like to add a formula at C9 that adds C7 and C8 together. Now, the first thing that I need to do is to click on C9. Alright? Now, once I click on C9, because this is where the answer should be, I type in equal sign. Now, once I type in equal sign, what must I do? I can either click on C7 or type in C7. So C7, right? Then add C8. So you notice that automatically there will be highlighted in blue and highlighted in red respectively. Next thing, I hit the enter button. So you notice that it automatically calculates for you the answers here. Alright? Now, how do I know whether this is typed out? Alright, for example, C8, I typed it out, but C9 is a formula, right? Remember we learned about formula bar in probably lesson 2 or so. Now, notice here, when I click on C8, look at my formula bar. Do you realize that it's a value? It is exactly the same as what you see at C8. Now, however, when I click on C9, alright, do you see the value 143513 here? No, right? What do you see? It is a formula. So from here, you notice that, okay, not all numbers that is on the cells are called values. Some of it are numbers depending on what you see on the formula bar. Alright? So this is more for the add. Now, the formula for addition. So let's move on to subtract. Okay? Now, so subtract here is a little bit tricky depending on the question. So, for example, if I would like to subtract, okay, E4 from E3, okay, so means that the same rule applies. It's just that you need to know which one to put in first. Alright? Now, so if this were to from E3, okay, means that of course the first number has to come first. Okay, the big number. So first things first, I click on E5 first. Once I click on E5, I type in equal sign. So remember, formula always have to remember equal sign. Then what do I do next? Click on E3, yes. Now, or type in E3 would do. Then minus, next one would be E4, right? From E4. So E4 comes later, right? Because from E3, because E3 has to come first, because E3 has a bigger number. Now, once it's done, I hit the enter button. So you notice that the answer gives you the difference between these two. That's what subtract is about. Now, let's try another one. So the same rule applies. If let's say I would like to enter a formula at E9 that subtracts E8 from E7. What do I do? First things first, click on E9. Once I click E9, I type in equal sign. Equal sign, E7 or E8? E7, correct. E7 minus E8. Now, so you notice that E7 is the big one, E8 is the smaller one, right? Now, once it's done, I hit the enter button. So you notice that my final answer, there's no negative value, alright? Because I intended it for it to be that way. So once it's done, now let's understand this again. So remember, like I said, do you know whether this is a value or a formula? Look at E8, the number here and the value here. So it's the same. So this is a value. But when I click on E9, 589929, you do not see here. Why? Because it's a formula. Alright? Now, so this is basically formula very useful in manipulating two cells. Alright? So thank you for watching the video and I hope you like it. Bye-bye.